I'm Diane Rowden, Hernando County Commissioner with awesome Hernando County, and we're sitting here in the Government Center in downtown Brooksville with today, or actually this week is National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and the month is April Sexual Awareness Month. And I'm sitting here with Shannon Sokolowski, who's the Executive Director with the Dawn Center, and April Johnson, who's the Community Awareness Advocate with the Dawn Center. And welcome, ladies. It's wonderful to see you here. Unfortunately, for these reasons, we do have to have these programs, but thank goodness you are here. So, Shannon, I'd like to turn it over to you so that you can tell us about these programs.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we're very happy to have you here also, learning about the Clothesline Project, learning about the services available to crime victims in Hernando County, and helping us to raise awareness, because that really is what this month is all about. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and the incidence of sexual violence is very high. 1 in 5 women will be impacted in their lifetime, 1 in 71 men, and actually most of those victims the victimization happens before their 18th birthday. So this is really impacting our most vulnerable citizens to a very high degree. And at Dawn Center, we really want to help get the word out. Victims don't need to be ashamed. It's not your fault. There are free services available to you. So we do hope that if you are victimized, you'll come forward and we can help you moving on, with your healing journey. And if you know somebody who's been victimized, how to help. So behind me, there's some beautifully decorated t-shirts. It's part of what's called the Clothesline Project. It's a national project that survivors who have kept their mouths silent for so long and held these secrets kind of inside get a chance to really proclaim not only their story, but what they've learned and what their healing journey looks like, and tell everybody. But still be able to do it anonymously so that they feel really safe doing it. Their messages are so powerful.
Their heart goes out on their shirts. I mean, because if you read these, you can see it's their story. Yes. And I guess that is a way that they can kind of present themselves without having to be seen doing that.
Absolutely. And actually the concept of the Clothesline Project, the tagline nationally is airing society's dirty laundry. And where it kind of comes from is a time when, as women, we would stand around the clothesline and talk about what was happening in our lives and obtain support from one another, while doing the daily tasks that way. And this is a way to kind of recreate that, connecting with one another and telling your stories around the clothesline. So that's part of what we're doing here today. It's also National Crime Victim Rights Week. And that's something that victim services agencies of all types celebrate together to talk about the resources that are available. We live in a day and age where there's a lot more resources available to crime victims than there ever has been in history. And we want to make sure victims know what's available for them so they come forward.
Exactly. Great. And so how about you, April? I guess you're the Community Awareness Advocate, and I'd like you to introduce yourself and give us some insight of what we're doing here.
Sure. I am the Community Awareness Advocate for Dawn Center, and basically what I do is I go out to the community and spread awareness of the services that we offer. We have many services that we offer. A lot of people think we're just an emergency shelter, and that is a part of what we do. We do have an emergency facility, that has a 40-bed facility for people that need to get out of that situation that's a little too dangerous for them to stay in the situation they're in. But we also have outreach services, so maybe they don't need to leave their situation, that they're in.
Or they're fearful.
Or they're fearful, exactly. So we do have a program set up that they can come and get some services, advocacy from our counselors in the outreach division as well. And we've got a few other things that we do in the community. We have a legal advocate that can help with injunctions, filing injunctions, court accompaniment, and that kind of a thing. And we have an advocate that sits at the DCF office to help out with the child protection team. So.
And do you have a contact number that you can provide if anybody needs that?
Sure, definitely. We have a 24-hour hotline that is manned 7 days a week, and the phone number is 352-686-8430.
Okay, you want to repeat that?
Sure,
Okay.
Sure. Sorry, I'll go a little slower. 352-686-8430.
Great. Thank you.
And I just want to highlight for sexual assault in specific, We also have a forensic exam site in Hernando County, so that even if you're a victim who is scared to report to law enforcement or you don't feel ready, you can still get a forensic exam just to be checked out and know that you're okay. And we can do that up to 5 days from the day of the assault. And not only can we get emergency medications, but we can also store all of that forensic evidence. So a week or two or a month or two down the line, when you're ready, all of that evidence is appropriately preserved and ready to present to law enforcement when you're ready to move forward with prosecution. And that's a huge, huge service to offer.
Because I think what's, to me, would be important to stress to people is they're the victim. You know, the other person isn't the victim. They're the victim. And that's what happens in so many cases, I'm sure, is that people try to put guilt trips on them or try to portray them as the villain and that they caused it. And people don't cause those kind of harms to themselves.
Right. And victims do feel guilty, you know, that they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, or, you know, that they should have said or done something differently and maybe it would have turned out differently. But you're so right. The only person who can truly prevent violence is the person perpetrating the violence.
Right.
And so while we understand that those feelings of guilt and shame are totally normal, we encourage them to come forward anyway and assist them in holding people accountable for these actions and them just taking the opportunity to heal. So we're pleased to offer that to the community.
Well, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you, Shannon, and you, April, for being here at the courthouse and providing this opportunity for people to see what we have and what's available and helping people in our community. And again, you know, people don't need to feel that they're alone. They have the Dawn Center, that there's all different ways that they can get some help. And is there a website also that they could go to?
Yep, we're at dawncenter.org, and we're also on Facebook. You just search Dawn Center of Hernando and you'll locate us there.
Well, that's great. And again, thank you very much for all you do. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.